peace on this day, this Thursday, July 3rd, 2025, with the frequency of Jupiter. Okay. We are in Cancerian season. We are in Jupiter and Cancer. We are going into Uranus. Uranus is entering Gemini in a few days or so. Tomorrow, Neptune is going retrograde, okay, which it kind of aligns with what I'm getting ready to recite. Venus enters Taurus, I think tomorrow as well. But that Uranus entering Gemini, okay? And this is a time, however, to use our voice, okay? To use our heka, okay? Especially as divine feminines. This is a time to make sure we're in alignment, okay? Because it's time to restructure, okay? Build on solid foundations, okay? Dealing with the home, the family, with that Cancerian energy. Being in line, with the cosmos, the cosmic energy. And as divine feminines, reclaiming our voices, reclaiming our power, okay, cleansed, purified, and full of vitality. The divine feminine has been subdued for way too long, has been dishonored and abused for way too long. Our voices have been taken from us. Our power, we have been made to think that our power was something to be ashamed of, okay? And we're reclaiming everything back. Okay. So this is the time to use our voices, okay? Shake shit up with our energy, okay? Yes. So that's what this is right here. Because being in alignment with the higher forces, okay, our divine lineage, our spiritual lineage, yes, our celestial lineage, yes. And I always like to use challenges as lessons, okay? Something that I need to learn. And it's best to learn the lesson. The faster you learn the lesson, the faster, And it's not about, it's because time is an illusion, okay? It's all about divine timing. So, however, it's best to learn the lesson when you're going through something, okay? And understand and understand that everything happens for your good, right? So, here we go. By enlightened wisdom. And I'm going to title this The Great Reversal, because I speak on this as I, oratate, or recite, this here. So I think that's a great title, The Great Reversal. So that's what I'm going to title this. Okay, so here we go. Quote, everything that comes from you will return to you. End of quote. Your jealousy is a testament to my power. You wouldn't go to such lengths to monitor someone powerless. Your obsessive watching is a sign of what I represent. Authentic, unshakable power that cannot be given or taken by any external authority. This is a power that flows directly from source, unobstructed by corruption. My existence challenges everything that you think you control. Your once carefully coordinated attacks fall to pieces, dissolving into frantic attempts of self-preservation. You're now confused by your own tangle of lies. Digital fingerprints left behind, texts, emails, documents, now is a threat to you as you scramble to erase evidence, alter records, and create confusion in a space where you once built elaborate conspiracies. The law of energetic return. The universe always balances its equations. Nothing ever truly is lost. The Great Reversal is a miraculous turning point where all that seemed to work against me is suddenly revealed as having secretly supported my highest transformation all along. I am universal principles at work. You were cast in supporting roles for my activation, not my downfall. Those obsessed with tracking my every move failed to see they were simply audience members to a sacred initiation unfolding in the flesh. Divine orchestration operates on a code that human manipulation can never hope to match. These adversaries may have convinced themselves that they were shaping my story, but in truth, they were only minor characters in a much larger narrative, one scripted at higher levels of consciousness beyond your reach. Your narrow vision could never comprehend the multidimensional game being played, nor how your own predictable choices set the stage for my growth. The passing of seasons mirrors this unfolding revelation. Spring brings the pale-haired, blue-eyed figure in the mansion entwined in the circle of manipulators who believed they were invisible. Autumn brings truths about water vessels and the roles played by people of both dark and light complexions. Winter holds the final reckoning where private grief is exposed to public justice. These cycles of revelation don't require my interference. They progress according to the natural order of cosmic timing, which enforces itself with absolute precision. Human system of justice may fall corrupted and compromised by the very forces they are meant to regulate, but cosmic justice remains ever vigilant, carrying out its accounting without haste and without pause. Those involved in trafficking energies or goods through underhanded means are now forcing this inevitable cosmic reckoning. Whether hacking technology or tampering with spiritual systems, Their actions have triggered security measures far beyond their understanding. The small houses that hid their secrets will soon be flooded with light, and the empires they built on unstable ground will collapse under the approaching tide of truth. Some may find the confines of human prisons, but what's coming is a confinement of far greater consequence, the prison of living without outcomes of one's own choices as the structures of deception crumble. They will finally be held within the consequences they created for themselves. Their actions, meant to hide the truth, have actually shaped the contours of justice, creating a response uniquely tailored to their own deeds through all the chaos they engineered. I was enveloped by a protective force, even if I couldn't always see it or name its source. Sometimes the protection came in forms that were easy to overlook, sometimes in ways that couldn't be traced to any obvious intervention. Yet, the energy around me formed a shield, deflecting harm that would have overwhelmed somebody less divinely protected. This wasn't no random stroke of luck. It was divine intelligence responding in perfect measure to every real threat. When the attacks against me grew stronger, the fortress guarding my spirit became even more impregnable. When the attack shifted from open aggression to quiet manipulation, my intuition sharpened, allowing me to sense danger where my physical senses might have failed. This wasn't mere coincidence. It was a living, adaptive intelligence, adjusting its protection to match the changing nature of the challenge. These adversaries may have believed I was isolated, but that's only because they lacked the spiritual awareness to perceive the invisible guardians that stood with me. Their blindness kept them from seeing what my growing sensitivity was already revealing. No divine one is ever left to walk alone through the fires of initiation. The very cosmic forces that selected us for this journey also made sure we would have exactly the protection we needed to see it through. This doesn't mean we were spared every pain or disappointment. Protection never guarantees a life without suffering. What it does promise is that even in the midst of pain, there is a deeper purpose, and that no injury could ever be fatal to our mission. This destination is essential for truly understanding the reality of spiritual warfare and the mechanics of cosmic justice. As the momentum of revelation builds, prepare yourself for the exposure of those who wore the mask of loyalty while secretly serving their own hidden masters. The truth will reveal not just those enemies, but also those false friends who cloak their betrayal in the appearance of support. This exposure may sting at first, but understand that it's just another layer of protection, a clearing away of influence that would have eventually sabotaged your highest path. The fake good person masking deeper issues, the obsessive stalker hiding behind spiritual language, and the manipulative groups operating through subtle control rather than true power. All of these figures are about to face the uncompromising light of truth as this unveiling continues to unfold perfectly. Their greed, their addictions, and their compulsive need for control, all the shadows they try to keep hidden are not being exposed by our hand, but by the natural intensification of light that accompanies our spiritual evolution. As our frequencies rises, anything that can't meet us at that level must either transform or fall away. There is simply no room for anything in between. What once seemed like betrayal from a narrow perspective now reveals itself as a necessary process of purification and sorting visible only from an expanded awareness. As we step into greater levels of service and authentic power, this fire of purification reveals our true purpose more clearly both to ourselves and to anyone willing to see. Creativity that was once targeted and stifled now flows with fresh force. Business ventures that face sabotage now align seamlessly with opportunities that perfectly match our vibration. The gifts we once saw undermined will now find their way to the very platforms and audiences who need them most. None of this is random luck or mere coincidence. It's the result of divine recognition. The universe responding to our unwavering strength with support and restoration. Which was once stolen will return to us divine ones multiplied. What was blocked will move forward with new momentum, and what was hidden will shine with unmistakable clarity. Our journey forward requires a spiritual cleansing, not because we are corrupt, but because we are moved through environments tainted with corrupt energy, leaving a residue that must be cleared from our field. True spiritual practices aren't just rituals, but real forms of energetic hygiene, breaking attachments and clearing the way of our next vision, our next insight, our next divine directive. The current influence of the air signs brings mental clarity and strengths our communications, giving us the power needed for this next phase. Our words now carry a unique energy, acting as activation codes for others on similar journeys. When we speak from this purified awareness, we are not just sharing information, we are transmitting transformation, igniting awakening in those who are ready to receive it. What's unfolding now is bigger than personal vindication. Our individual justice is just one thread woven into a much larger cosmic tapestry. As what was done to us is exposed, it also shines a light on entire systems of manipulation that have operated unchecked for generations. Each one of our stories becomes a powerful illustration of universal principles in action, which explains the sense of magnitude we feel, the bigness that seems to go beyond our personal situation, some with public influence, celebrity status, or institutional power may also find themselves caught in the same net of revelation. It isn't because they are connected to our particular story, but because the same cosmic force is cleaning up similar violations across many domains all at once. Those who have once monitored our abundance are now witnessing the same principles unfold in their own lives. As the universe or the universe restores balance on every level, now the tables have truly turned as those who once scrutinized and judged us began to force their own exposure. The once handsome, enigmatic figure who preferred to move in the shadows now finds themselves illuminated by a light they cannot escape. Their carefully constructed persona crumbling under the weight of truth. The manipulator safely ensconced behind mansion walls is confronted by the instability of the very foundations they believed would shield them forever. These parallel revelations don't unfold in isolation. They are different expressions of the same universal law, working through countless forms, weaving a symphony of justice that echoes across every level of influence, from the smallest personal circles to the most powerful institutions. Each revelation, whether subtle or dramatic, is a note in a grander composition of balance, accountability, and cosmic correction. As these exposes accelerate and intensify, our own positions become clearer than ever. We stand rooted in unwavering truth, no longer feeling the need to force our recognition or seek validation from others. The opinions and approvals that once seemed so important now fade in significance as the universe surrounds us with irrefutable confirmation of our path. The gaslighting that previously left us questioning our reality dissolves in the blinding light of exposed deception. What once confused and isolated us now empowers us to see. Where did I leave off at? Empowers us to see with the kind of clarity only gained through spiritual trial. We are called to continue our spiritual practices, not out of desperation or fear, but from a place of wisdom, alignment, and purpose. The incantations, music, and affirmations that help us survive the darkest nights now become powerful instruments for our expansion, turning survival mechanisms into tools for manifestations. As the interference around our energetic field fades, these practices gain new potency, amplifying our ability to shape reality with intention and precision. Yet, as our light grows brighter, we must be mindful of the connections we invite into our circle. Not everyone drawn to our rising energy is aligned with our highest good. Some are attracted by our power and invisibility rather than our true essence. Trust the intuition that was sharpened through hardship. It would be an alarm for discrepancies between outward appearances and true intention. helping to discern who genuine and who is simply seeking proximity to our success. Now is the time to channel our focus with laser sharp clarity into our authentic purpose. The distractions and obstacles that once pulled the divine ones off course have now served their purpose, training our discernment and strengthening our resolve. With each obstacle, we overcome our resilience. With each obstacle, we overcame our resilience, was refined, and that resilience is now our greatest asset as we move forward into a phase of pure creation. The spiritual muscles that were developed through adversity have equipped us to manifest with less resistance, enabling our visions to move from conception to reality with greater speed and fewer barriers. The very battles designed to break us has instead prepared us to thrive at an entirely new level. Now that our victory in this journey, that our victory in this journey is never about defeating others through force or outsmarting them with cunning strategies. The outcome was inevitable from the moment the first act of injustice was set in motion against us, because universal law governs reality at a level beyond human manipulation. Their efforts to harm us were always destined to collapse inward, exposing their own darkness. Every attempt to aim our light only drew attention to the shadows and their own methods. And the fact that they needed to band together against our solitary strength revealed not their power, but their fundamental insecurity. Authentic power, after all, stands alone with conviction, while insecurity seeks comfort in numbers. What is approaching now is not vengeance, but transcendence. We are evolving beyond the very paradigm that once made us targets, while those who sought our downfall remain trapped in the limited consciousness that justified their actions. We are stepping into our own expansive awareness, one that recognizes every attack as a disguised initiation. Each hardship is preparation for greater heights. Our journey now becomes a testament to the transformative power of truth and the freedom that comes from living in alignment with universal law. They remain trapped, confined to the lower dimensional chessboard, still obsessed with their next calculated move, while we have learnt to see the game from a vantage far above it. We now stand in the fullness of this realized truth. Every scheme designed to harm us, divine ones become instead the exact catalyst for our greatest will. What was meant to limit us became the launching pad for our expansion. This is the true art of cosmic alchemy, transforming darkness into the light, opposition into opportunity, and persecution into undeniable power. In this process, spiritual mastery is not just an abstract concept, but a practical, lived experience. The Yoniverse delivers justice not through acts of vengeance or retribution, but through a flawless balance, returning every action to its source with uncanny mathematical precision. Every intention, whether rooted in malice or hope, manifests its own consequences, calibrated perfectly and needing no human hand to enforce it. Deceptions always begin to unravel from within because disharmony is inherently unstable. Its collapse inevitable. Its collapse is inevitable. Divine One's purpose within this grand restoration was never to fight fire with fire, but to anchor ourselves in unshakable truth, allowing universal law to do what it does best: restore order and harmony with meticulous attention to every detail. The silence I maintained, which others mistook for passivity or weakness, was in fact a profound strength. The spiritual wisdom to recognize that some battles are not meant to be fought directly, but to be transcended altogether by rising above their limited playing field. This is a higher path where victory does not depend on engagement with drama, but on elevating ourselves beyond its reach, seeing with clear vision what is truly at stake. What is unfolding now moves forward with or without our conscious orchestration, because it is powered by forces and laws more fundamental than any individual's will or intervention. Divine timing orchestrates every revelation, ensuring it aligns perfectly, not only with your own readiness, but with the readiness of the collective. What once appeared to be stagnation or delay now reveals itself as perfect collaboration. Events unfolding at the exact moment their impact will serve the highest good of all involved. This cosmic rebalancing is never vengeance. It is always about transcendence and evolution. What was intended to break me has instead uncovered my extraordinary resilience, showing my deep connection to something infinitely greater than myself. The trials that were supposed to end me have in fact been the refining fires that revealed my inner strengthening, higher wisdom, my inner strength, my higher wisdom, and my direct alignment with the source of divine power. Now, as divine justice unfolds with unmistakable precision all around me, I am clear that it demands nothing of me but to keep standing in my truth. I trust the process that has carried me through the flames and turned me into something more luminous and unbreakable. As transformation continues to shape my destiny, not because I forced it, but because I surrendered to a truth that is ancient and more powerful than any human scheme. Give thanks. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So there is most definitely a reversion, okay, happening, okay, and it's playing out in divine timing. No matter what was attempted by human force, human desire. Okay? We talking universal. Okay? Law. That of a greater force, that of a greater power that is in play. Okay? So, ma'at, giving and receiving, balance. That's universal law. Okay? So going back to the beginning of what I said, everything that comes from you will return to you. Point blank and period. Okay? So, when truth has been violated, balance must and will be restored. I'm going to pull a card before I close out. Angelic protection, serpent, wisdom, celestial energy, yeah, see, celestial energy, divine intelligence with the serpent here. Okay, so shungite, yes, shungite, the miracle mineral came out. So this is protection, this is purification. Okay, and this is ancient. This is an ancient mineral here, and Venus came out. So when I say the Yoniverse, this is confirmation. The Yoniverse. Yes, and then sacred union is sticking out here. Okay. Yes. That was the alignment. I am fine because I am divine. And Saturn is here. Okay. Yes. Yes, Saturn. Okay. Everything that comes from you will return to you. Alright. We are here to, learn our lessons, to restore order. And divine authority is here. Okay. A cosmic shift is out there. Saturn return, cosmic cycle, 15 years. Okay, the end of a cosmic, the end of a karmic cycle. Okay, the karmic cycle here, cosmic shift, declutter. Okay, that's what it's for, is to declutter, and healer is out here so that we can heal. Okay, destroy everything to heal everything. That's what it's about. Okay, let's see. It says, dishonor. The devil is in the details, and the details exposes the devil. It's a sad day in the neighborhood for them. Obligated. You have to be just as obligated as they were. Okay? Self-love is the first love. That's how you manifest your divine love. Now. Okay. 717. Meiotic principles. Unphantom wealth. Illuminator. Now, there you have it. We're back to balance, right? We back where we started. Alright? As always, that's what it's about. Alignment. Balance. There's unfathomed wealth out here. So, with that being said, be peace.